Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the Technical Trader at TechTrader.com. It's Thursday, August 27th. Another big day on Wall Street. With nearly 1,000-point gain in 2 days, the biggest back-to-back days in the history of the stock market, believe it or not, I found out. So, you think the bottom's in? It's very possible, to say the least, and it's very highly probable. At least the short-term bottom. You never know what volatility we're going to have going forward. But I think, based on the tails that I saw, and that was what I said 2 days ago, the big reversal days we had, and the follow-through we had on some stocks, phenomenal. I found it very difficult today to find to pare it down to a list where but what I wanted to show you is not stocks that were slammed off the bottom, or spiking off the bottom, because a lot of them haven't reversed. There are a few like ACI, of course, that's gone from 1 to 7, remarkable move. And take a look at it right here. This stock, after getting crushed and nearly bankrupt again, after getting investment from, I think it was Soros, and some other good news, the stock you can see here has exploded. And a couple days ago I said if it gets to 4.5, we could see that stock at 7. Bingo, 735 today. Now how much further this can go, I don't know. The bottom line is it's at resistance and could easily pull back here. The next target would have to be somewhere up around 9.25 or a half. God bless it if it gets there. But be very careful tomorrow when you're trading this. BBY, well, after good earnings 2 days ago, the stock has followed through nicely. I showed you the declining tops line, the lateral price resistance. Now we're entering a zone that back in May was your resistance around 36.60, with today's high at 36.55. It got right up there before backing off a bit. Still up 55 cents. Still, on big volume. Now the bottom line is it may back and fill or pull back. I would love to see a pullback consolidation here because I think major bottom may have been put in with a breakaway gap, first a spike down and then a gap up. So that kind of pattern often is seen at major lows, like for example here where it gapped down and then went right back up again. So let's just say that Best Buy should be watched, put on your buy list going forward. When you get a move from 28 and change to 36 that quickly, look for a pullback of 3 or 4 points maybe, or consolidation sideways, and then maybe a breakout that eventually takes us to 39 and then up to retest the highs at 41.5, 3/4. Well, EFOI was a terrific swing trade. When it broke out yesterday, we put it out in the morning, and today it extended all the way up to 22.47, which reached my first target. So at that point, we got some selling, and you can see the stock backed off. It was still up to 97 cents, but it was way, way off the high by 290. So that could be a reversal day. We'll just have to see. A lot of times we get a breakout and pullback like that near the old high, and then they come right back up again. Still looking for 26.7 zone eventually, but there may be some consolidation here since it just popped from 14 to 22.5 in 4 sessions. So a big move with big volume today, a great swing trade. Congrats to anybody who took that trade. Let's see if we can get it to still extend or at least consolidate bullishly in this zone. Now I'm showing you EXCL because I liked it back in here with that beautiful chart. It hit the top of the channel and immediately backed off. But when the market came, that also did. Notice the reversal off the 50, and then right back up in a 2-day consolidation. Today, it broke the declining tops line. It went right up to resistance at 6.25. Today's high, 6.23. So you can see that zone is resistance. If you get through there, expect a quick test of 6.80, my next target, followed by 7.20 and then 7.75. Those are potential targets going forward. Now FCX, I'm only showing you this one because I said that I didn't want to put 30 stocks out there that had big days off the lows, but this one was more than unusual, jumping 227 or 28% on a whopping 107 million shares. When a stock comes off the low with a breakaway gap, takes out the declining tops line, and moves up to the 21-day, we often get some sort of consolidation or pullback. So it's worth watching because if this one gets up to this zone here in the next day or two, then I'd be looking for a test of this spike high at 11.69, followed by this level at 12.69. Those are your targets. FORD, normally I wouldn't even show you a $2 stock, but very unusual circumstances with a big move, then a pullback falling wedge, very low volume bed, and then 3 days explosively, moving up on a major contract. So you can see that this low price stock has potentially some room to run up towards 3.75, which would be my next target for a retest of that level. Whether it gets there or not, or consolidates or backs and fills, we'll just have to see. FTK, I'm liking the way this looks. I'll always pick after the pop here. I was interested. It got up to resistance 1, 2, 3, 4 times in this zone. Now a 5th. If this should get through the 19 1905 area in the next couple days or day or two. Looking for 22 and 25 as your next targets. Well, swing trade at HRTX. Pulled back and tested support, ran up and tested resistance, pulled back, and now it's coming back again. It was up nearly 2 points or 6% today. Keep an eye on this one because it acted so well in a down market that it invariably will go higher. Targets are 43 and eventually 50 or better. Well, NQ had some astounding news today. They sold major assets for $600 million plus another asset for $80 million. Plus they have cash of over $100 million, I've been told, which is basically the equivalent of $8 to $8.35 a share on the stock's trading half of its cash value. Now I know that's fundamental bullshit, but the technicals are that it's had a big breakaway gap. It ran up through the 50, got up to resistance at this gap, backed off, still up $1.17 to 38.6%. Huge volume of 12.9 million. I believe this is the kind of stock that'll gap up, pull back, and then keep going. I'm looking for 5.25 and then 6.25, and we'll see if we can get that. OGXI, another low price stock. But I've been told that the stock has the equivalent of where it's trading in cash, plus a phase 3 drug. Now again, that's fundamental BS, but I did like the fact that it popped 49 cents or 23% today, and the volume was the biggest volume since back in July when it popped to the high. So let's look for the stock to make additional upside movement if you can get up through today's high. So resistance at 285.87, we get through that. Look for 3.25 and then 3.75. So Compo's acting great and made another new multi-year high. As a matter of fact, it's an all-time high today at 28.18 before backing off just a tad, but it was still up 337 or 14% on 1,000,007. Good volume, good technical action. This is a stock that was headed in my mind to 33. Sears Holding, well, SHLD, which you know can be volatile, took a pop today. 293, 12%. 2.3 million is the biggest volume on an update that we've seen all year. It augurs well for a move to test this level around 29 and 90, 30 range. When we get through that, there's a long way to go up into that 33 and then 38 range. So keep an eye and see if we get a follow through in this one. SNMX, well, the swing trade that we put out here when it broke out worked for a couple days, and the market pulled it down. But it held support here and the trend line, should I say the moving average, 50-day. It popped out today. Today was up 8.5% at 58 cents. Volume was a good 550,000, which is good for that stock. And I'm going to look forward to seeing if we can get a run at the target at $8 next. Through 8, I'm looking for 10. Through 10, I'm looking for 12.75. That's the potential for this one. Sarepta, another good day as the market took a lot of biotechs down. This one did pull back but held support, and it immediately went right back up 206 or 6% today. Volume was solid at 2.3 million. We're up against resistance here from this high at 36.90. Today's high, 36.88, within 2 cents of that. But I think we're looking at a $40 stock short term, maybe mid-40s. This could accelerate. The TANH I've been talking about for a couple of days. Today it popped through resistance up another 8% or 207. Volume is not heavy. It is not a heavily traded stock, but it just feels like this is going to 40. And lastly, I wanted to show you the ETF for oil, the USO, which they've been in a slow, steady slide, and suddenly just reversed today on 56 million shares. Now, I pay attention when I see that kind of volume. We had that kind of reversal here and resulted in that big move. Can oil get make another move? My target on it is going to be around 15.5, maybe 16. We just have to see whether we get a follow through today. If oil backs off right away, it's not going to be that good. But that's it for tonight. We'll talk to you in the trading room tomorrow, TGIF. I'll see you then.